Hi, I'm Sloane, and I know basketball. Today's guest is an NBA champion and the first player of Mexican-American descent to ever be in the dunk contest. His journey from Marquette to overseas to the G League to being a part of one of the greatest teams in NBA history is a story you won't want to miss. Today on Sloane Knows, we have Juan Toscano-Anderson. So before we start and get into everything, I just want to explain something that I was talking to Juan a little bit before, but I'm an NBA fangirl. Through and through. And people always say to me, who's your favorite basketball player? Oh, it must be Steph Curry, because you're this big Warriors fan. And I tell them every time, no, it's Juan Toscano-Anderson.
No way.
Since the day you signed your contract with the Warriors,
That's
I've
fire.
had this jersey, okay? Like, I
that.
am the biggest JTA fangirl. I wore this jersey to school so many times.
Really?
You understand? I have the receipts. Like, I used to lay out your jersey in front of the game and do this whole, like, thing. Like, my parents can attest this, but I would literally go to the couch and I'd put the jersey here and I'd put, like, Warriors hats around it and I'd lay my dog on the jersey. But, like, okay, don't worry. There was a few other jerseys, so it wasn't that creepy. But, like, still. And then my dog would be in his little Warriors jersey, too. And I'd do this, like, whole thing. And I feel like that's why you guys won the chip, actually.
I love that.
But anyway, I just wanted to tell you before we started, I literally was saying to my parents, I don't get nervous to interview anyone. And I was sitting here shaking. Like, I love you so much, and I've just been a fan for so long. So this is so cool. You can sign this
honestly,
later.
that means a lot to me. You know, playing on a team like that where, people have the choice of picking, Steph, Clay, Draymond, all these stars. And then when they pick my jersey, I'm like, damn, that's dope.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Oh, of course. I actually
that.
was making a TikTok the other day where there's this trend on TikTok where you do like a get ready with me while I tell you facts about yourself. And that's my favorite because it's a mix of makeup and basketball. So I was sitting there doing my makeup, like doing the video, and I was like, yeah, my favorite player is Juan Toscano-Anderson while I was talking. And then the next day I got the text like, Juan wants to do the pod. And I was like, wow,
nice.
I feel like I manifested it.
You
so
did.
Perfect.
You put that in the air. Perfect.
And so anyways, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So to start off, I'm 16 years old, and I want to know a little bit about you when you were 16.
Oh, wow. When I was 16, what?
So long ago.
You're a sophomore in high school?
Yes.
My sophomore. That was a really hard year of my life. I was on varsity as a sophomore. Our team was pretty decent, but I wasn't playing. And I was actually going to quit basketball. I had a coach at the time who, that year he told me, he was basically, alluding to the fact he'd be surprised if I ever played at the next level. And so I didn't see much of a future with the game, and I was actually going to quit. I met some friends, and they kind of like revived the energy for me to, want to pursue this dream and, want to continue to play basketball. But, I mean, that was a fun time in my life outside of that. My friends and I, we have a lot of memories from that time. High school was a good time for me. I always tell people because my friends and I, we talk about high school a lot. It was one of the better times of our lives. And, people are always like, oh, you guys are always talking about high school. And I was like, oh, it's okay. I can do that. I got better stuff to talk about, too. So when you want to talk about that, we'll get there as well. But, 16 years old, I got my license at that time.
How did that go? Did you pass the first time?
The first driving test, yes. I failed the first permit test, though, so I had to take that twice.
Yes.
But I did pass the driving test, which was easy peasy. So.
Oh, I actually failed.
How many times?
Awkward. No, okay. I failed my permit test the first time.
Okay.
And I don't know. Like, I knew I was going to fail that. I just didn't go in confident. But then my driving test, I was like, okay, this is my time to prove all these haters wrong. I'm going to pass.
Who's hating on you?
Okay, all my friends, because they were like, you passed your permit test. That's so easy. Anyway, so I drive at the DMV and I'm going perfect. I keep looking at the guy's paper, which is probably one of the reasons why I failed, because I shouldn't probably be looking at his paper. And I kept being like, I'm going to pass. This is perfect. This is perfect. And I go on a left turn. And for those of you who live in California, know there's weird left turn rules. And he told me I hesitated my body, not even the car. When the light was turning yellow, I shifted and they automatically failed me. It was hard.
Wow.
But I did drive here, so now I have my license.
Okay,
so it's all
nice.
good.
All right, cool. Well, let's be safe on the road.
Yes, we will be. But your story was easy. You just passed first time. Very easy.
It was easy. I didn't have no issues. The only thing I was nervous about was the parallel parking. But, I think they just asked me, pull over to the curb and then, back up. It wasn't even, an actual parallel parking. So, I don't know who that lady was. Hopefully, she still got her job.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, maybe, I don't know if you're a bad driver now. If she's
No, I'm a great driver.
You're good, okay.
I've only got 2 tickets, actually, in my entire driving career. I've been driving since 16. I'm 31 now, 15 years. And I just recently got those 2 tickets 3 weeks ago, and I got them both in 1 week.
Wow, that
Yeah,
feels
I was just driving a little fast.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to something you said earlier about how you were about to quit basketball at 16, and then now, think about a little bit about you now. And for so many 16-year-olds, I think high school's a hard time where like sometimes your dreams get crushed. And I know I play soccer and I definitely have felt a little bit of a shift where it's like I used to love it so much and slowly you start to like fall out of love. What do you think your 16-year-old self who had all those feelings would think now? I became an NBA champion with my hometown team.
You know what? I just don't think I was mature enough at the time. I mean, you know, we're 16 years old and, you know, I'm sure you're pretty mature, but, you know, I just don't think I was mature enough to understand like obstacles in life and that life is truly a roller coaster. Regardless of what you do, you have to pick your hard. You know, like being a parent is hard. You know, going to school is hard. Being a CEO is hard. Being an athlete's hard. Like, which hard do you want? Being broke is hard.
Yeah.
Which hard do you want? And so now that I'm 31 and I've gone through so much, I now understand that. But at the time, I was just like, you know, so self-centered. I was living in my own bubble. You know, I wanted me. I wanted to be the best. I wanted this. I wanted to, you know, have all these accolades and other things. You know, my best friend, he was actually on varsity too, and he was the star. And we were both sophomores. We had seniors on the team, but he was the star. And so maybe at the time I was comparing like my, you know, life with his.
Yeah.
And I wanted that. And I wasn't mature enough to just keep my eyes on my own plate. But I would just tell myself to keep going. You know, like I said, life is hard. And I know that sounds so cliche and, you know, corny to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
you know, like everything in life is hard regardless of what you do. So just understanding that now, that's what I try to tell, you know, younger people who are pursuing things. Like, it's not easy. Nothing in life worth having is easy. So, yeah.
I love that. So growing up in the Bay as well, did you go to Warriors games a lot?
Of course.
Okay. And who was your favorite player? Like, what was the vibe there?
Oh, man. My favorite player growing up was Larry Hughes. Not many people know who he is. I mean, Speedy Claxton was a guy of mine. I really liked him. I mean, there were so many players that, you know, the Warriors weren't really good at all. Prior to Steph Curry. And so we just had a lot of dark days with guys who would just come for a year, 2 years. There was never really any, like, true core to the team because guys were just coming and being traded.
Was the arena, like, not even sold out?
Not like it was when
now.
Steph got there. I mean,
it was Oracle when you grew up.
Yeah, Oracle's always been a special place, but obviously when Steph and, you know, Draymond and Clay, you know, turned that ship around, and fans started filling it up and tickets got too expensive and stuff. But I've always been a Warriors fan.
Okay, this is a crazy question for Warriors fans, but Oracle or Chase?
I've never gotten a chance to play at Oracle.
Yeah, but just more as a fan. Let's just take it that way. Like the stadium itself, you know.
The stadium itself, Chase is nicer. It's a vibe.
Yeah. I like the vibe at Oracle, though. I like how it feels so homey and small.
That's what people say. And everybody, you know, since I've been playing in the league for 5 years, you know, everybody says that Oracle is like the craziest place, their favorite place to play. So I'm kind of sad that I never got the opportunity to do that. But, you know, just being there as a fan was very special. So I'm going to have to go with Chase because I have better memories there. You know, winning games there, being a champion there at the time. So I'm going to go with Chase.
So in your teenage years, did you ever play against any other future NBA players in AAU in high school?
Yeah, a bunch, to be honest. Wow, where do I start? I mean, the NBA is hard because there are guys that, like, I came out of high school in 2011, so there are guys who played in the NBA in 2012, you know, maybe played 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I mean, what is it, 2024 now? That's a long time ago. So played against guys like Michael Gilchrist, Nick Johnson. I think he was in the league for a little bit. Wow, who else? I don't even know. That was a long time ago playing AAU, but I played against a lot of top guys in AAU. I'm sorry, I'm pulling a blank. I can't really think of names at the moment. I'm trying to think of who else was in my class. Michael Beneje, he played in the league a little bit. Jabari Brown, who's a really good friend of mine. He played with the Lakers for 2 years, I believe. We played against each other in high school 3 times, but we were friends also. But he played in the NBA.
Yeah.
Dame Lillard.
That's a good pull. I knew something was like cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dame Lillard. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can name more, but right now that's what I got for you.
And did you have any relationships with players currently in the league when you were a teenager that like were maybe helped give you advice or like grow as a player?
So Darrell Wright, he's not in the league anymore. Oh, and DeLon Wright. So I was really close with Darrell when he was with the Warriors. He actually came to a basketball game of mine. He and Steph Curry. And I only know this story because my best friend, his mom is the principal or was the principal at the time. And so we would sell out our games, and they just pulled up and they thought they were going to get in. Obviously, she didn't know who they were, and she denied them at the door. So he hit me up on Twitter, and then I just made sure that the staff and everybody knew who they were. And thereafter, he would come to my games and support me. And he always gave me advice. He's like a big brother to me. I don't really throw the big bro term around too much. But Draymond Green's a big bro. Jarrell Wright's a big bro to me.
Draymond's like my, well, I don't even know what you would call it. He's like my fairy godfather. That's
He's
what
a good
I call
dude.
He's my podcast fairy godfather. But I don't really
that.
think, like, can't you, like, imagine with the wings and everything, like, blessing me with the little
He's
wand.
a little too mean for that.
Yeah, okay.
He's a great guy, though. Those two guys really have helped me throughout my career. Obviously, Draymond when I met him in the NBA, but like we were speaking of in high school, Darrell Wright just laced me with a lot of game, took me under his wing, and then thereafter I met DeLon through Darrell, and we became really close as well.
Love it. So moving on from high school, you went to Marquette. Can you take me through the process of what it was like choosing Marquette over your other offers?
You want the long version or the short version?
Let's just go long. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, as every athlete knows, like being recruited in college it's hard. I mean, because this is a life decision, and you have so many options, and then sometimes some options it just starts to become a little redundant, and you kind of become tone deaf to different things. It's kind of like picking shoes, right? Like when you go in your closet and you got too many options, it's just like, damn, I'm just wear these today. And that's kind of how it became towards the end, and that's why I think I committed so early. But I don't regret my commitment at all. I went on a couple visits, didn't work out, blah, blah. I took a visit to Marquette with my parents, and that was the only visit my mom actually came on. And I knew as soon as I'll never forget this feeling. It was September 25th, and I got off the plane, and it was cold.
Was it your junior year?
It was my senior year.
Oh, your senior year,
yes.
Okay.
And it was cold. And we're from California, right? We get late summers all the way into October, and I'm like, whoa. And it was gloomy and all that. I'm like, I don't want to be here. Obviously, I had never really been anywhere. I've been to Hawaii before and then Mexico once when I was a kid, but I didn't travel a lot when I was young, so I didn't know, different places. I'm like, this isn't for me. My mom built a really good relationship with Buzz Williams, who was the coach at the time, and, I mean, they hit it off. And so then I went on a visit to Arizona State the following week, and I'm like, my mom didn't come with me. And I'm like, I'm committing here. Before I even got on the plane, I called my mentor. I'm like, I'm going to commit right now. He says, just wait, get on the plane, come to the gym when you get here. We'll talk about it. Because we worked out every Sunday for like 4 hours, whatever. I didn't even get a chance to work out because he and I were in the back just like arguing about this decision. And me and my mom were on the phone arguing about it. And they didn't want me to go to school there, long story short.
Too much partying?
Probably.
Yeah.
And, now that I'm 31, I understand now. I didn't understand that at the age of 17. I mean, you can literally, lose yourself or become who you're going to be in college. College is a very volatile time for anybody, but especially a young man who's going to play basketball, et cetera, et cetera. It could have been I could be living a totally different life than I am now. And so I ended up committing to Marquette. I committed October 6th, I want to say. On October 10th, I was going to decommit, but then it just became like a huge fight with my mom. And I ended up going to school there. It was really tough for me there at the time, but like I said, I don't regret it. Every decision that I made up until this point has made, my story what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I love that all. And now I want to move a little bit into you now. So we figured out you when you were 16. I like him. I feel like 16-year-old you would be cool. But because I'm such a JTA super fan, now we need to talk about it now. Okay. So to start off, you were the first player of Mexican-American descent in the dunk contest.
Yep.
Can you take me through what goes into picking a dunk? Because I feel like there's so much hate, especially nowadays, around people's dunks, but I don't think people understand how much work and dedication goes into doing that.
Well, it's really hard because there's maybe 4 or 5 dunks out there that nobody has ever done. Like, we're all humans. Nobody's jumping in the air for 3 seconds and able to do all these tricks, right? I always troll Obi Toppin. We're good friends now from the dunk contest. And every time he posts a dunk, I always DM him boo or text him boo, like do a backflip and a 720 and like just some crazy stuff. But I just troll him because there's literally not much you can do. So it is actually hard. And then, you get 6 to 8 to 10 dunks ready for the dunk contest, and then 3 guys go out there and do a dunk that you were going to do. And then it's like, oh, snap.
What do I do now? Yeah.
What do I do now? And that happened to me. Actually, in the first round, 2 of the guys did 2 of my dunks in the first round. And I was just like, damn, like I got 2 more dunks that I know that I can do, but they're hard to do. And that's the risky part, because those 2 dunks were dunks that I've done, but I wasn't doing consistently. And that's the difference. It's like, can you do this dunk consistently, or can you do it like every so often? And those were 2 dunks that I could only do every so often. And, you know, I got to the point where one of them, I caught a flat tire. Like I tried to win me with honey dip, but I was tired and I caught a flat tire. And then the very last one was the Jason Richardson tribute, where, you know, throws it up and East Bay's reverse East Bay or whatever. And I just couldn't get it done. And so, you know, and you're also out there alone. It's like being on a pitching mound.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the whole crowd watching you, not
Not
9
team,
guys on the floor, or not 10 guys on the floor. It's just you. So it's kind of nerve-wracking. And, you know, like I said, it's just like you're trying to figure out, where do I go with this, right? Because you don't know who's going to get out there and do anything. So it's much more difficult than people make it seem to be.
Not that I'm ever going to be in the dunk contest, but just in case I ever was, I feel like now I know what I would do.
Know,
Thank you. What was the most memorable game of your career?
Most memorable game
of your NBA career, let's say.
Yeah, that's hard to pick one. I'm going to pick 3.
Okay.
The first one is, and this is no order. The first one is my first game. I checked into the game and I was so nervous. We were playing the Lakers, and you know, one thing guys told me before getting into the NBA is when you have an open shot, you have to shoot it, because everybody expects you to shoot the open shot. It's the NBA. It's the highest level in the world. You have to be comfortable taking open shots. And as soon as I get in, the first play I run through and I catch it in the corner and I'm wide open. And I remember this, honestly, like I just shot it. I didn't even think about it. I shot it and it went in. And that was such a special moment for me, you know, obviously just making it to the NBA, playing for my hometown team, playing against the Lakers, and making my first shot. That was pretty cool. The second one is when I cracked my head open versus the Boston Celtics. I'll never forget that, because I think I gained a lot of respect from my peers. And just fans around the world, right?
I wanted to talk about that because they called you Steph Curry's teammate.
Yes.
And I was pissed about that. How did that make you feel?
You know what's funny? So we were on the couch, and when I read it, and I was actually, I don't remember what I was going to tweet. And Ariana was like, no, tweet this. It'll go viral. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to say I'm Steph's teammate. And it actually went viral, which was pretty cool. It didn't make me mad, honestly, just because I'm a humble person, and I'm super thankful for the opportunities that I'm given. So I wasn't really tripping. It's like, now the world is getting to see who I am.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those guys that came into the NBA as if like, oh, everybody knows me. No, nobody knew who I was. And so I just took it as a joke.
Yeah.
And, you know, I joked back.
When you opened your eyes and you were like in the like announcer's table, what were you thinking? Like,
so when I first opened my eyes, somebody says, don't touch your head.
oh,
I don't know
it's
why.
bleeding, yeah.
I don't know why they said that. The first thing I do is this. And like, I could literally like put my fingers in the groove there in my head. You know what? It's crazy because people just think that I just hit my head. Not everybody knows the story, but you know, with something like that, like you can actually die from that. I hit a piece of metal that literally cracked my skull open, more or less, and I had to get a bunch of stitches. You know, I passed out. And, you know, if you hit your head any weird way, like, I mean, it's your head, you know, something really bad can happen to you. So not to like be dramatic or be like ruin the moment, but you know, that'll be memorable for me, because that was, I think that was like for lack of a better word, like who I am, right? Like Juan Toscano-Anderson, this guy, he plays hard. Like every possession is his last possession. And I'm glad that people will remember me for that, because, you know, I'm not going to make every shot. I'm not going to, you know, play well every game. But anyway, so my third moment was dunking on JaVale McGee, and I'll tell you why. So this is funny. My dentist from Santa Cruz, he calls me the morning we're playing Phoenix. If you notice, JaVale McGee usually wears like a grill mouthpiece, a gold mouthpiece. And he's like, my dentist, he's like, some of the Santa Cruz guys want to get this mouthpiece this way. And he's like, can you ask JaVale, you know, who does it or how he does it, blah, blah. We're checking into the game at the same time. And I don't know JaVale well at all at
Yeah.
this time. We've gotten to know each other a little bit when I was playing the Kings this year. But I'm like, JaVale, like, yo. He's like, nah, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Well, jokingly, we check in the game, the first play, I end up dunking on his ass. So I always laugh about that with him and tell everybody that story.
Do you ever get the answer of the mouthpiece, though?
No.
Oh,
I forgot
okay.
all about it. I forgot all about it. But those are my 3.
In the next 5 years, who do you think is going to be the face of the league and why?
I think Anthony Edwards. I think there can be a combination of guys. Anthony
Okay.
Edwards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think Jason Tatum will still be at the pinnacle. You know, he's only getting better, I think, and he's still very young.
No Wemby?
Luka, Wemby. I'm still a big Jordan Poole fan. Obviously, people are shitting on him all year, but it's hard to go from being – I mean, this is the best league in the world.
Yeah.
When you go from, playing behind Steph and Clay, like, not that he was ever hiding, but you can be a decoy sometimes. You can hide. When you're given the keys to a team and you have to be the guy, it gets a little difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm still a Jordan Poole fan, and I hope that he'll rise to the occasion and, be in that group of guys.
Yeah. Big shout out Jordan Poole. If you want to come on Sloane Knows, please do. That'd be great. Juan's he'll tell you all
I'll
about it.
vouch for you.
Thank you. On the topic of Anthony Edwards, he's obviously been cooking everyone in the playoffs. If you were out there guarding him, what would your tactics be?
Foul.
Okay.
I mean, I got 6 fouls to use, and that's a part of the game. I mean, you look at Gary Payton, you look at Pat Bev, Draymond Green, they get away with a lot more than some other guys. So, I mean, I just feel like you have to set the tone, and you also have to let guys know and understand that I'm not going to just let you do whatever you want to do. Now, with that being said, some of these guys are just ultra talented. They're just far much more better than, some of the rest of us. And that's like the upper echelon of the league, and that's how you become the face of the league. And it's kind of funny that now everybody's surprised by, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
But I just think that's a lack of TV games for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The world just doesn't get to see him do what he does. And a lot of these people are casual fans. They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
What do you think about the MJ Sun rumors?
I got nothing for you.
Okay.
It could be true. It could be not. Who knows? The kid is nice.
Yes,
I mean, he's really good. So I'm
And
a
when
big
I see,
fan.
like, when they put the face to face,
It
it's
looks
like
similar.
crazy. Or the shrug.
But you know
It's
what? I know. Well, I don't speak to her anymore. But in college, I knew Michael Jordan's daughter. She was really good friends with a young lady who played basketball at Marquette, and he doesn't look like them. So he looked like Michael a little bit, but he don't look like the rest of the kids.
Well, they could have had a different mom, probably, realistically,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
During your NBA career, who has been the hardest player you've had to guard?
KD.
That was quick.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, he's going to get his shot off. I mean, and with KD, that's where I learned in the NBA. It's like, you're not going to stop these guys. You just got to make it tough for them. I mean, he's so good. You just can't do nothing with that.
Yeah. So you've played with some pretty incredible teammates. What would be your starting 5 of your teammates?
That's tough. Got to go with Steph.
Okay.
Steph's in there. Steph at the 1. No, you know what? We're going to play Steph off the ball. Because we're going to put LeBron at the 1.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
This
going
is
to put
crazy.
Steph at the 2 so Steph
Yeah.
can get all the shots up. I'll be the defender, me at the 3, Draymond at the 4, AD at the 5.
Love it. If you were the Warriors GM right now, and you could do 3 things this offseason to change the Warriors, what would they be?
Sign Juan Toscano-Anderson.
Okay, I was going to say the same thing.
No, I think they got a good team, though. I think they just, got to figure some things out. And, I'll just keep reverting back to this. This is the best league in the world. You're
Yeah.
playing against the best talent in the world. The Warriors were at the top.
Yeah, but,
for
not
so long.
every year is going to be your year.
Exactly. I mean, it's like anything else. I'm sure Nike has down years where they don't hit their benchmarks. Right? I'm sure Apple, Tesla, all these places, they don't always hit their benchmarks. They don't always get their goals every year. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
So I think they just have a few kinks to make. And you look at some teams and you can tell, they're not far off. I don't think they're far off. They have a sufficient amount of talent to compete. I just think they have to, figure some things out. They have some young guys they're grooming. Obviously Jonathan Kuminga arose to the occasion this year. I think he'll be much better next year, and I think he'll be a very pivotal piece for that team.
Yeah.
And I think if he plays well, obviously the other guys are going to do what they're going to do. But I think if Jonathan Kuminga consistently plays well, I think the Warriors can be a top 5 team in the West next year.
I love it. I mean, I hope that that's the case. But now I want to talk about Marquette. We were talking about Marquette earlier. But now, I mean, you went to Marquette. Jimmy Butler went to Marquette.
Yep.
Who do you think are the top 5 players to ever play at Marquette?
Dwayne Wade, Jarrell McNeil. A lot of people don't know that name, but he was nice when he was in college. And this is my top 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can include yourself if you want.
Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to include myself because there's so much good talent to come out of that school. And names that people don't know. Marcus Howard broke all the scoring records. He's not in the NBA, though. I
Yeah.
mean, he played with the Nuggets for a little bit, but he's over in Spain killing, EuroLeague killing. So would I go Dwayne Wade, Jarrell McNeil, Marcus Howard, Devontae Gardner, who played there when I was there. He was our sixth man. He won Sixth Man of the Year in the Big East 2 years in a row, which is really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
And this was when the Big East was the real Big East before it was broken up. This was like when Syracuse and Louisville and all these big time schools were in the league with us. That's 4. And my 5th, I'm gonna go Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder was a senior when I was a freshman. And he was really good. He was killing. He got Big East Player of the Year. So, I mean, there are a lot of names. You know, Doc Rivers played at Marquette.
Sloane Knows alum.
So, you know, there's just a lot of talent that came out of there. But that's my top 5.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the rapid fire section. But we gotta be fast. Like, you actually need to, like, go fast.
Okay.
And you have to have good answers.
Let's do it.
Okay, ready? What is your favorite clothing brand?
Oh, snap.
That was not fast. Okay, you got it. Kith. Okay. What is your post-game cheat meal?
Burger. But that's not a cheat meal, though. But for anybody else, it's a cheat meal. Yeah. Not for Juan.
Tea. Okay. What's your favorite fast food?
Chick-fil-A, I guess.
What's your order?
A spicy chicken sandwich.
That's all?
Yeah.
Like no fries, no drink?
Oh yeah, fries
okay.
with a half and half.
Okay. Favorite, if you could go to dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Kobe.
What's your favorite movie?
Dang, these are hard questions.
Yeah.
City of Gods. I'm going to go with City of Gods.
Favorite TV show?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It's a good one.
Great show.
I love that show.
Super slept on.
Favorite video game?
Call of Duty.
Favorite podcast?
Sloane Knows.
Okay, thank you. I hoped you said that. Do you have any hidden talents?
I'm a great cook.
What can you make?
I can make a lot of stuff. I'm not like a super avid cooker, but when I cook, it's fire though.
I want to try.
All right.
Next time we can come on the pod. I'm a horrible chef.
Okay.
That doesn't work out well for me. But I can do like ramen noodles.
I can't do ramen noodles.
See, okay, that's the thing. So we both have different strengths. So we can make like a dish for all. The ramen noodles will be the side meal, and then you'll do your own.
We should find like a kitchen where we could do like a podcast and cook and talk.
Let's do that. That's always been like my dream. Like always.
Come on, let's do it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
And then we'll get like a lot of guests on.
Yes,
too.
obviously. I also really want to do a candy review with NBA players, and I want to do an NBA player's makeup. Do you want to do that?
Makeup?
Yeah, I want to do your makeup.
I don't do makeup.
Oh, well, I was going to do your makeup.
Like you're going to do makeup?
I'm going to do a makeover,
I think, you know what, I'm going to have to decline there.
Oh,
the only way I would say yes to somebody doing makeup on me is like if I'm in a movie or if it's my daughter. I think those are the only ways. Okay. And I don't have a daughter. So
I see. Okay, well, you can rethink about it. Because one time I asked Anthony Davis what he does for his eyebrows. And he said nothing. And I thought, that's crazy. How could he do nothing for his eyebrows? Like, he needs to, like, brush them up with some, like, Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow gel. So anyway, just in case you ever rethink it, just let me know. Okay?
Well, so now that we're talking about eyebrows, I get yelled at a lot for my eyebrows. Like, I got long strands. Are they, like, straight right now?
Yeah, you're great. I mean, it would look better if I did them.
Ariana's always like, straighten your eyebrows.
Well, that's what I'm going to do.
Eyebrows.
I'm going to do it. See, you're making my point that I should do your makeup.
Let me do your makeup. How about that?
Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm going to have to decline that because that may be... Well, actually, I'll give you a chance.
Let's stick to the cooking show.
Yeah, okay, I agree. Let's just go to the cooking. Great. Can you describe your style in one word?
Eclectic.
That's such big vocabulary. That's like too much for my 16-year-old brain to handle.
I'm really confident in the way I dress and how I put clothes on. I'll say that very confident. A lot of people can't dress. I know how to dress.
Who are your like top 5 right now in the league? Who do you think has the best style?
Shai Gilgeous up. He's definitely there. I like the way Jordan Clarkson dresses. Lou Dort, Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
He's Shai's cousin, right?
Yes.
Like that family just puts it on every time.
They can dress very well. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that can dress. You know, shout out to them.
What is your guilty pleasure song?
I don't know.
Just for some inspo?
Friday, gotta get down.
Oh, okay, I see.
Sometimes that gets stuck in my head. And
really?
I don't know why.
Yeah. Swaggy P told me Hannah Montana.
Nah, can't do that one.
For me, it's Hamilton. Like when I get ready in the morning for school, I just start going like straight, like Hamilton. Like I love Hamilton.
D. Lee with Damian Lee, he would sing that song all the time.
The fact that you had to, of course I know D. Lee. Like I know you're doing that for the audience.
Yes, that's
like,
what I'm doing.
Come on, like
I'm clarifying so then you don't have to clarify.
That's another one of my goats. All my Warriors.
Okay,
goats.
Great guy.
Yeah. Okay, another one that I liked Kai Bowman a while ago, Warriors legend.
Yes.
People don't know that.
No.
Alec Burks, Warriors legend.
Yes.
Like, I see all these guys, and it's like, yeah, they just, Patrick McCaw. Okay.
He got what, 3 rings? 2
3 rings. Okay, before you, Patrick McCaw was my guy.
Okay.
And then I like switched it. And when Draymond, he like said something when he was on the show about Patrick McCaw, and I geeked out, and it was so embarrassing because it was like I'm sitting here with Draymond Green, and I was like, oh my God, Patrick McCaw. Like I don't know. Anyways, I'm such a Warriors nerd. I'm like really hearing this come out as I talk.
I love that fandom.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
So you know what's crazy? I don't really eat ice cream. I'm lactose.
Ooh.
So
So like favorite sorbet?
I could do sorbet. Probably like a passion fruit sorbet.
Or like Italian ice.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna go with
but always
fruit.
passion fruit. Okay, but if you had to get
if
an
there's
icy,
passion fruit on the menu, I'm going with passion fruit.
I see. So let's say
anything.
you go to a gas station and there's no passion fruit and there's like the icy machine. What flavor are you getting?
Cherry.
I got green apple the other day.
Oh, that
and
sounds pretty good.
Everyone like flamed me for green apple.
But see, you're in LA. I feel like when you live in LA, everything has more options, right? Like the gas station.
Yeah, there's
more
always like a
food
bunch.
options.
I hear you.
Where I'm at, there's just a Chevron or A&PM, and they just got the blue raspberry or
And
cherry.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite sneaker on the court?
Kobe's. I only wear Kobe's.
And favorite sneaker off the court?
Probably these.
I like those.
Thunder Force. I'm actually going to buy another pair tomorrow.
Where are you
Found another
going?
pair. From a small boutique shop. Soul Supremacy. They're good friends of mine, so shout out to them. I've been buying shoes from them for 15 years now.
What is your go-to emoji?
You know the one with the little glasses where it's like looking.
Yes,
you know,
you mean the
like
one
the
glass.
magnifying?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
'cause I like sending that to people like, what you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
What is your favorite candy?
Reese's. Oh, nope.
Oh,
nope.
okay.
Nope, gotta retract
Okay.
that. Chocolate milk patties from C's Candy.
I like didn't even think I could be even more of a fan one. I love C's. I love C's.
We
but
should get a sponsorship from C's
I know.
Candy
Wait,
for
we
your
should do.
podcast.
Okay, wait. When we do the cooking show, let's also do a C's review.
I'm down.
Because I like. Okay, well the lollipops always lollipops, but butterscotch squares
Are amazing.
so fire. Like it's crazy. And then milk chocolate Bordeaux.
Okay, I haven't had those.
It's such a sleeper pick. No one ever gets it. When you go in for the free sample, I always.
Milk
That's what I
chocolate
always
Bordeaux.
go.
I'm gonna
Next
try
time
that.
you can go. Great.
I'm gonna try that.
Or when we do it on the pod.
Deal.
We're thinking of so many business ideas.
I know,
We should be
right?
like business
People are gonna
bros.
steal our ideas.
I know. No one's. Are you a night owl or a morning person?
Both. I'm a night owl naturally myself, but now that I got a son, I mean, he's up at 5:30 a.m. and it's like I got no choice but to get up.
Who is the most famous person in your contacts?
Steph Curry and LeBron James probably.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, you didn't even. Oh, you did say LeBron at the one. Sorry, I forgot about your top 5. Okay. Who is your celebrity lookalike?
You know, I get Jordan Poole all the time, and I get Chris Brown all the time. Like, actually, I was in Miami 2 days ago. Some guy's like, Jordan Poole, we signed my ball. And I walk up to him, and I'm about to sign. I'm like, I'm not actually Jordan Poole, but I'll sign your basketball. And it's so funny to me that's how I know people are casual fans, because it's like, we played on the same team, bro. Like, we have 1,000 pictures together of people, like, comparing us and, you know, blah, blah. It's like, if you were a fan of Jordan
You would
Poole,
know that
you
you're
would
not
know
the same
who I
person.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now we're going into the Sloane Knows trivia. So this is the best part of the podcast, because everyone goes in. Well, you did say you were humble, but everyone goes in and is like, I know. And they never know. Sloane knows, though, but you may not. So let's see how you do, Juan. Are you ready?
Okay.
What was your high school basketball ranking on the Rivals.com list of top 100 players in the country?
Was it 69 or 68?
61.
Oh,
so
close.
that was close. See, close enough. Against which college did you score your first collegiate points?
Is it Southern University?
Oh, no.
I don't remember.
You can have one more guess.
Wisconsin.
Yes. That's half a point. That's half a point.
You know what? I had to go back and be like, all right, I got to go back to freshman year.
Yeah. Because your first game wasn't against Wisconsin, but your first points.
Yeah.
It took you a little while.
I got
You
like, what,
there.
2 points, 6 rebounds or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
I remember that.
How many total blocks did you have your senior year of college?
No idea.
Well, you have to guess.
Okay, let's guess 37.
He is very confident. It's actually 12.
Oh, wow.
But that's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. In 2022, you became the second player of Mexican descent to win an NBA championship. Who was the first, and what team did he do it with?
Mark Aguirre, Detroit Pistons.
I think you have 3 more questions left.
Okay.
I think you were at like 1.5 points, which isn't bad. That's actually pretty good.
What's the high?
The high is Spencer Dinwiddie. I think he got like every question right, but not always on the first try. Most were on the first try, and then a few times I was like, ooh, you're like a decimal away, and you had to like redo it. But like people have gone like, exactly.
That's not fair.
No, okay, because here's the thing. You said 69 and it was 61. He would be like 21.1 and it was 21.2. And it's like, I'm not gonna like, that's crazy. Like if a teacher did that to me on a math test, I go crazy. Oh, fine, wrong is wrong. Okay, wow. So then do you not want your half point for Wisconsin? Okay, whatever. It's crazy. How many games did you start for the Golden State Warriors?
In totality?
Yes.
No clue.
To guess. You're not supposed to know. It's not like you studied.
My last year, I started probably like 8 games when Dre got hurt, and then my two-way year, I started like 20 games. Let's say like 42 or something like that.
Okay, so you said I started 20 games your last year, and then you said when Dre got hurt, I started 8 games, which would be 28, which would be right. But then for some reason, I don't know what happened to your math, and you just said 42.
I mean, because I played 2 other years.
But in your head, the math was really working.
I mean, look,
and then there's
just a lot going on.
So what am I supposed to do? Like, if I want to be like, I want to be a nice person and give you a point.
So be a nice person. Give me the point.
But then remember a second ago when you were like, if you got it wrong, get it wrong.
But I got it right, and I just like kept going. It's like one of those things where it's like you got to the point already. Just be quiet.
Okay,
you know?
Sure. There we go. Okay, half a point. So you're at 2 points.
Oh man! All right, I got to get this.
Yes, you do. You need to lock it.
I got 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, one of them is like a 2-point question.
Okay.
How many double-doubles did you have in your G League career?
12. No? 8? Less? 4?
Yeah. Third time's the charm. I'm not giving you 0.25. That'd be like too generous.
Yeah, I don't get a point.
You don't get a
point.
point.
I don't want a point for that.
Okay, now you can get 2 points off this
4.
one. Okay, you were number 95 on the Warriors, like my jersey. The highest number, which is the highest number someone has ever worn for the Dubs.
Okay.
Who wore the second highest number on the Dubs, and what was the number?
Was it 77?
Yes.
And I know this name. It was a European player.
Yes.
But I'm just pulling a blank on who the name is. But I know who it is. Like, can you help me out?
No.
But I know who it is.
Okay, say it then. If you know it, say it.
Damn. Why am I pulling the blank? I know who it is.
You already got 1 point.
It was like in 2014 or something like that.
Something,
2015 when he played with them. Is it Radmanovic?
Yes. Okay, let's go. That was very clutch. See, I just needed to let you get there on your own. Okay. And then you did it.
I did it.
So you finished with like 4 points.
That's solid.
Which is good.
That's solid.
That's good. The same amount of double-doubles you had in your G League career. See, you learn something new every day, right? Not 12.
You just had to mention that
I did have to mention that, actually. Okay, my last question for you, Juan, is who do you want to nominate as the next Sloane Knows guest?
Jordan Poole.
Thank you.
We're gonna try to work on that.
Okay,
got
good.
you.
Thank you so much.
I think that'll be a good one for you.
Me too. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Juan. That was so fun.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening. You can get links to my socials and see behind the scenes fun from Juan and I in the show notes, or just search @Sloane Knows on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Remember, that's Sloane with an E.